Hey, what's happening? It's Nick with Lone Star Boot Reviews, and today we're going to be comparing the Duke from Rujo Boots to the Cartwright from Tecovas. Alright, so first of all, I want to let you guys know I think both of these are fantastic boots. The build quality is really good on both. The materials used I think are fantastic. I did a full review on the Duke a couple weeks back. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link right here. And then last week I did a full review on the Cartwright. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link right here. Now these two brands I think are both doing great things, especially with their marketing and their ads. If you haven't seen them, you should check them out. They're really taking it a step further than every other boot brand out there. So with that being said, let's take a look at these boots. Now these are both calfskin and really high quality calfskin if you ask me. They feel very luxurious, very soft. It's just a really high quality leather that they're using. I will say, I think the Rujo is a tiny bit softer in the shaft as well as the vamp. They both have cording on the shafts, which is a very popular look and one that I really like. I think design-wise, I like the Tecovas design better. It's a little more intricate, I think. This one is a little simpler. It still looks really nice and classy, but a little bit simpler design on the Duke. Now that being said, they're both done really well. The stitching is really tight on both of them. The toe bugs are very similar on the two. Very traditional looking. The Tecovas has a little bit bigger loops in it than the Duke does here, if you can see that, but they're very similar design. They both have well-built counters that are very stiff and very durable feeling. I think the Rujo counter is a little bit stiffer than the Tecovas. When you give it the squeeze test, you can definitely feel it. They both have a stack leather heel. The Cartwright is 1.5 inches. The Duke is closer to 1.75 inches. They're both really nice, but I have to say, I think the Duke is finished out a little better on the heel. They're finished so well, it's hard to even see the lines where the stacked leather is. Now that's just my opinion. You may like the look of the Tecovas better where the lines are very prominent on the stacked leather. Both of them did a fantastic job of finishing out where the sole meets the waist of the boot. It's just a perfectly seamless transition there. And you can see that on both of these boots right here. Now these are both medium round toes. The Cartwright is a little bit more round and wider of a medium round toe, whereas the Duke is a little bit narrower, and it reminds me of the R toe from Dan Post. And for that reason, in the Rujo, I had to size up a half size just because my toes felt a little bit cramped. So keep that in mind if you're ordering. You may want to try a half size larger than what you'd wear in some other brands. Now I like the look of both toes equally. It's just one's a little bit narrower than the other. They're both a single stitch 3/4 welt. Both of them have their logo on the sole and on the thick rubber heel cap. And they both use lemonwood pegs in the waist here to hold it all together. But one thing I do have to mention, on the Rujo, it's actually missing a couple of the lemonwood pegs right out of the box. Now that's something that's going to happen over time usually anyway because the pegs shrink and expand, but it's just something to keep in mind. Now they're both leather lined all the way through, and they both have the hidden seams on the inside, and both of them have an extremely soft, luxurious leather in the shaft. I will say, I think the Rujo feels just a little bit softer and slicker, but the Tecovas feels fantastic as well. Now they are both leather lined all the way through the foot, and both have a leather insole, and they both have a thin layer of padding under the insole. Now in this area, I give the advantage to Rujo with their Cloud Walk technology. It's just slightly more comfortable, and I think will be better for all day wear. Honestly, both of them are very comfortable out of the box, and I think they're going to take little to no break-in time. Now one thing I do need to mention, on the Rujo, it's a little bit tight through the throat of the boot, and even the shaft is a little narrower than some brands. I think the Tecovas has a slightly wider shaft and is a little less tight through the throat of the boot. So again, that's another reason you might want to size up a half size in the Rujo. All right, so that's the rundown, guys. I really like both of these boots. I think they're both fantastic. I think they're different in a lot of areas and similar in some as well. Obviously, the toe box is a little bit different. On the Rujos, it's more narrow, a little bit wider on the Tecovas. I don't think either one is better than the other. That's up to you on which toe style you like better. I think all the way around, the leather was just slightly softer on the Rujo, and I like the Cloudwalk technology of the Rujo a little bit more. As I mentioned, the counters on both boots are really good. I think the Rujo feels slightly stiffer. I think the finish out on both boots is really nice with this transition here from the sole to the waist. However, the heel on the boots is different. The Tecovas 1.5 inches, and it has prominent lines showing the stacked leather on the heel. The Rujo has an 1.75 inch heel, and it's finished out to where you can barely even see the lines to the naked eye. All right, so now that we've gone over all the differences and all the similarities, I know y'all are gonna ask me which one I like better, and that's a really tough decision because I like both of them. I think both boots are comparable to each other and you really can't go wrong with either one. And they both offer free exchanges, free returns, free shipping, so it's really a no-risk purchase for you to get them home and see if you like them. Now, that being said, if I had to pick a winner, I'm gonna go with the Duke by Rujo Boots. And the reason being, I like the leather, it feels softer to me. I like the Cloudwalk technology insole better than the Tecovas insole. The heel counter is more stiff than the Tecovas, and I love the way the heel is finished out. Now, the downside to the Duke is that the shaft and the throat of the boot are kind of tight, so you may have to size up a half a size. Now, what I like about the Cartwright is that the toe is a little bit wider, so your feet have a little more room to breathe. The throat and the shaft is a little bit wider, so it'll accommodate more sizes. People with larger feet or big calves can wear them with ease. I also like the pattern of the cording on the shaft better on the Cartwright than I do the Rujo. So that's all I have for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody who's watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. Please check out my Patreon link down below. I recently created a TikTok account. That link is down below, so check it out. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.